What's going on, guys? Joe R Vintage Pokemon back. If you checked out part 1 of this video, then you know what we had in that first part. We had a slew of mint condition, first edition, Team Rocket Hollows. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 first edition Dark Raichus, 3 first edition Dark Charizards, 1, 2, 3, 4 first edition Dark Blastoises. Alright, so maybe I was a little off when I said there was like 6 of them, but I think I might have actually slid some in with the other problem. Maybe I didn't get all of them. That's 4 though. That's 4 right there. And, you know, we got a super great value on a lot of those cards, so could not be happier with this deal that I've worked out with this gentleman who inherited all these cards and was just looking to kind of pass them off. He wanted to just get a little something for them. He was just happy to make some money and bring in a few bucks for his family. So I was happy to oblige him, and I think he really enjoys the fact that, you know, we had a lot in common too. We both like baseball. We both enjoyed having a nice conversation about our childhoods. So, you know, it pays to be courteous and it pays to be respectful when you're trying to make these deals, especially when they're like the white whale deals, the deals that don't come around very often, because you can find someone that has some cards, but it's super rare that you're going to find this many in one shot, unless you're maybe one of the big box sellers and you just have them coming in on the regular. First edition Dark Dragonite, and what we're going to be showing you in this video is all the near mint cards, the ones that I'm not going to necessarily get graded, the ones that I might put off to the side raw. I might hold on to them, I might list them for sale. This one in particular, I know I've listed for sale at this point, and we'll see what it can bring in. I was buying these from him for 20 bucks, so I'm listing this for 35, and I think it's going to bring that back. And this is not one of the mint ones. This is like a near mint copy. And you can look, I'm being really harsh when it comes to my grades. The only flaw with this card, it's got 4 sharp corners. I think down here it's got a tiny little bit of whitening. So we're talking like it's a PSA 8 grade card. And I'm still looking to pass it off. That's a beautiful card. Let's stick that over there. Dark Dragonite is just so awesome. We've got a first edition base set Electrode. Hold on there. There we go. We got a first edition base set Electrode. That's a beautiful near mint to mint condition card. And some of these, you know, he was selling these for 10 bucks. All the first edition base set cards, he's basically putting off $10. And these aren't like Machops and Growlithe. We're talking about first edition Pokemon Breeder, first edition rare cards from base set. So really awesome bang for our buck. And, you know, considering how old these are, unless you kept them in a sleeve from like literally the second you pulled it from a pack, it's super hard to find these in quality condition anymore. So beautiful card. I'm gonna put this over there. I mean, not many people like staring at Pokemon Breeder, right? We've got Clefairy Doll and we've got Pokemon Trader. 2 awesome rare cards from first edition base set. And this is one of the few cards I think I certainly overpaid for. It's a Shadowless Blastoise. Beautiful card. But it is banged up. It's actually really badly creased in this top corner. Let me see if I can get the light on it just right. You might be able to see it. That top left corner is pretty bad. You can see a little bit of how it's kind of reflecting off the crease there in the top left. So not a great condition card. But it was like I was saying in the last video, this guy's so cool. He was totally fine with when I had a bunch of played cards, because we were going through them so fast. He didn't know necessarily what was mint. He didn't know what was played. And it got to the point where after we checked like a whole bunch of cards. And I was like, all right, let's just start throwing some in, because so many of these are just like high quality condition and we don't have all day. I think we were on the horn with each other for like 3 hours going through cards. So some of them obviously made it through, and he refunded me for every single played card. And I think actually I'm going to possibly buy those back for him at just a discounted rate, because I want him to make those sales. And he's like, listen, I just want to sell them. If you're not going to buy them, I'm just going to either hold on to them and just not do anything, so they'll sit in the back doing nothing, or I might just throw them up on eBay at like a 99-cent auction or something, and we'll see what it comes back as. So he might just give me a credit for that. Here's a base set Blastoise, near mint condition. That's a cool one. Let's put that right there. Sorry, Electrode, you may be first edition, but it's a Blastoise. Here's actually a sale that's already been made. I was saying in the last video I was buying these. This includes these two. They're not in my mint pile, but these were $35 and $70 each, and I already sold this off for $150 for them together, the pair. So we're doing real well. I mean, I don't mean to be a flipper per se. I'm gonna hold on to some of these. Obviously, in the majority of my collection, I like to hold on, but you gotta spend money to make money. You gotta sell some to get some. So that's what we're doing here. We've got a first edition base set Pikachu, and it's in like excellent condition. This and that. I love to sometimes just kind of pair cards up with each other, especially like the base set first edition cards. People want to buy them in batches. They're sometimes just seen as being hard to get one at a time. People don't want to pay separate shipping. So if you list something as a pair, sometimes it's got a better chance or a higher chance of selling. And that was a good example of that, I think. Here's a first edition Beedrill in near mint condition. That's awesome. We've got a first edition Fossil Aerodactyl, and I love Aerodactyls. This is like one of my favorite cards. So I need to, when I meet up with him again, I need to buy more Aerodactyls. Is what I'm thinking. I just need to go after them. We got a first edition Misty's Gyarados. This is a sweet card, and I've had this listed. I'm hoping to get $45 for it. I think the other two that I bought from him that are like mint condition, I got for like $33 or so. So I'm hoping to list this and get around $45 for it. We'll see what it pulls back, but I already had this one in my collection. It just wasn't quite mint condition. And I did actually pull these off for $1 from him. And the reason why I didn't mind paying $1 is because, they're very badly played. And he was like, listen, they're played. I'll give them to you for $1 each. I don't need played cards. So he was totally fine with that. And I just threw these up there for a listing because even though they're played, they'll still sell for around $8 to $10 each. And people love shadowless Pokemon cards. They're hot. I mean, they've gone down a little bit in price, but they went up. They've come back down, and I think these are going to sell for $25 eventually as played cards. So I have no problem with that. And we've got a first edition Dugtrio from base set. Beautiful card. You see it's listed for $18. I think I put it up for auction and I buy it now of like $30. Not one of the more expensive rares from base set first edition, but still pretty good. We got first edition Wigglytuff. Another first edition Wigglytuff. We've got a first edition Dark Dugtrio. And that's coming in at $10, I think. $5 for Muck. I think we paid $15 for Zapper there, but that's near mint still. We've got first edition Pokemon Breeder again. We've got another first edition Machamp. We've got a Dark Charizard non-holo. And I covered $10, like I said, on that. Oh, here's a Dragonite holo. There you go. That's a beautiful card. Let's stick that back there. And one thing that I think made this guy like just in the mood to sell to me specifically was he was talking to someone else actually, and he was talking to someone that was just being a real schmuck to him. He was trying to lowball the guy and offer him for everything, because this is not everything. I paid $2,250 for a good chunk of what I thought were some of his best cards, in all honesty, but this is not everything that he has. He's got another several $1,000s worth of cards still. There's another freaking Raichu, because we're just like pumping out Raichus all day. And this other guy that he was chatting with, he's one of those guys that grades his cards and then does raffles. And if you've ever listened to SM Pratt from E4 on his YouTube channel, and if you don't listen to SM Pratt, or even TCA Gaming for that matter, those guys put out awesome content. That's 3 Dragonites, by the way. 3 first edition Fossil Dragonites. They put out awesome content, and SM Pratt talks about every once in a while about Shade City and the awesomeness of raffles. And by the way, I'm being very sarcastic with that. Basically, you give someone $10 to put you into a freaking raffle that you might win, there's no one way for you to tell if someone's actually doing a raffle. So this is one of those guys that does raffles on Instagram, and he was offering like low ball figures, like I'll give you $1,000, and then he was like I'll give you 2,000, and then the guy I bought from, he was like I'm gonna list a couple of these on eBay, and the guy flew off the handle on him. He was telling me, and that kind of ended the communication there because he was so upset. He was like, I can't believe you're selling on eBay when I offered you these great prices. You don't know what you're talking about, yada, yada, yada. And he straight lied to the guy's face about value of some cards, which he realized because they sold on eBay, obviously. And that's why I'm paying, I'm not paying top dollar, but I'm buying a lot. And he knows that, and he's okay with that. So I'm paying like a fair value, whereas this other dude wanted to buy and create raffles with it and just do a lot of ridiculous Shade City things, and he's just not a nice person on top of that. Dark Vileplume, first edition. I bought so many of these. That's a nice swirl on this first one. But the reason I bought so many is, you look at that silver background, and I bought these at $6 a pop. So I'm not breaking the bank. It's like a $10 card. So you see, I'm not exactly flipping for a ton of money. After fees and everything, I'm almost breaking even practically on this one. But I bought a bunch of them simply because I know how hard it is to grade this just as even a 9. It's not exactly an easy grade to get because of that silver background and factory scratches. So I was buying one hoping that maybe I could get lucky, hit jackpot on one. And that one's got a nice swirl too. So easily distracted. They're all slightly dinged or scratched though. I mean, he's got more still, and there's always that chance that you've got that 1 in like 10 that's gonna be like flawless, but who knows. It'd be awesome if I could pull one of those. $20 holo is what I paid, and it's $30 like all day long as a near mint card, so that's really cool. A first edition Jungle Vaporeon, I think I paid 20 for it. Venomoth, I think I paid 10, which honestly was too much probably for a Venomoth. One of the few things I kind of overpaid for. First edition Kangaskhan, and make a double. Let's get that in there. Let's move this pile over a little bit. Well, we can keep it over here still. Let's move over. There's a Raichu from Fossil. Hitmonlee, I think I paid 10 for that. Now, like I said, these are near mint cards. They're in my not grade pile, but they're near mint still, which is nuts. Here's Articuno. And this one I know I definitely overpaid for. I was okay with that. You overpay for a couple of them. I paid $35 for this. And I'll probably hold on to a couple of these. Or maybe I'll combine it with some of the Moltres and Zapdoses that I have, because those were really good and I got them for a really nice price. We've got Gengar. This is the Japanese one. And something kind of cool about that not a lot of people realize with this Japanese Sabrina's Gengar, besides being an awesome card, if you look on it, there's crosses in the background. So it's like he's in a graveyard. On the English release, those crosses were removed. So it's a neat little kind of fun fact. Some people consider it like sort of a banned card. Not really. First edition Moltres. There we've got Dark Arbok. There's Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. Here we have Haunter. There's another Dark Charizard. And at $10, that's a great buy all day because it's near mint. I think at minimum that's going to bring in $20. Shadowless Pikachu. These were like, I paid $4 each for these, and as a near mint card, it could bring 10. The Red Cheeks goes for a little more. There's another one of the Swastika banned Pokemon cards, Koga's Ninja Trick, and another Shadowless Red Cheeks Pikachu. So who would have guessed? That's a cool card, though. Very cool card. I think that's cooler than the Red Cheeks Pikachu, personally. Little Chubby Cheeks Pikachu. We've got first edition Fossil Ditto. First edition Fossil Magneton. First edition Jungle Nidoqueen. There's a No Symbol Jungle Hollow Error. That's a Nidoqueen. $5 for that. Near mint condition. I gotta check what these are gonna go for raw, because I'm still not sure if I might want to grade it still. I might swap piles. Swap it all over. Dragonite, another one. I think I must have purchased 6 or 7 Dragonites also, which is crazy. Another Kabutops, another Kabutops, another Dark Dragonite, Charizard. We've got a Lapras, and we're coming down to the end of our pile. So our $2,250 plus buy, it's coming to an end. The hype train is still rolling. Lapras, first edition fossil, and we're gonna end on a first edition Rainbow Energy. Awesome card. I need to actually pick up more of these from him because I would really love to try to find one that's gonna be in a high grade. I think this is one of those cards. A 9 will run you $40, but a 10 will run you probably like $500. They're crazy hard to get in a PSA 10 grade, and he's got a whole ton of them, so I gotta check those out. Guys, stay tuned for more awesome content. I hope you enjoyed hanging out today and taking a look at all these awesome, beautiful vintage Pokemon cards. It goes to show that there's a ton of value to be had in your childhood, if you still got it lying around, that is. So check out what you've got. I know I keep a close watch on what I've got, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Joe R out.